Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I'm going to take you through a few recipes that I like to do throughout the season to preserve some things that I find on sale and some things that we grow in the garden and around the house. So I have my trusty Pennsylvania State Grange cookbook. These were given to me by a family member. I've seen them on eBay before. Sometimes you can find them on Amazon from an individual seller, but I have a few of these, and essentially they are just Grange recipes from the state of Pennsylvania. So they have a canning section in here, and today my helper is right next to me. We went to the farm stand and got some ripe bell peppers on sale, and there was an onion in there and a jalapeno. So I'm gonna make some pepper relish and then water bath can them. We also have an overabundance of rose petals, so I'm gonna show you how I do my rose petal jam, and then we also have some strawberries, and I'm gonna do a quick strawberry marmalade. I don't know what you want to call it. I would say, I'm looking at my recipe here, I would say it's definitely more on like the preserves side, or I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it a jam is what I'm trying to say. So this is what we have going on today. I'm going to show you how to make these recipes, and then I'm going to show you how I water bath can them. So there's different ways that you can preserve your garden bounty. We also got garlic. And there's different ways that I like to do it. So we do everything but freeze drying, and that's mainly because we don't have a freeze dryer. So if I am prepping freeze dried foods, we got corn too. If I am prepping freeze dried foods, then I am just buying them online on Amazon, and I have that all linked in my description box. Thanks, honey. So what I'm gonna do today is just walk you through these recipes. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Tori. I am a wife, mother of 3 under 4, and we're just living life here in northern Colorado, trying to be as positive as possible. Basically, I teach you how to be prepared on a budget, and being prepared comes in all ways, shapes, and forms. So I like that this content just gives me some ideas to give to you, just some things that we do every single day. Honey, you're gonna have to wash your hands. That's a jalapeno. Okay, my daughter touched a jalapeno. Sorry, I lost my train of thought as usual. You will definitely find me doing that if you're new to the channel. But if you want to drop any of your favorite canning recipes, please do that in the comment box. I will have all of these typed out for you. I'm excited to start showing you some ways to preserve your food when it comes to water bath canning. We have so many recipes that we do every year, but I could not pass up this pepper sale, and those roses are going strong. So we do a lot with those roses. I like to dry them. I like to make them into tinctures. I like to make pigments out of them for the kids' paints. There's just a lot that you can do with roses, and since we have 2 bushes that go back to back. One blooms in June and then the other one blooms in July and August. I'm very lucky to have these roses to consume. So I can't wait to show you some other recipes that I like to do with roses, but today we are just doing our jam, and let's get into it. I'm excited, so I hope you are too. First things first is to wash everything, and I do wash my rose petals, especially when I'm making a jam. So I'm just putting some vinegar in here, and then I'm gonna do some water. Hold on, honey. She's gonna be handing me peppers this whole time. Don't mind my dirty sink, but I did clean out this side, and probably a cup of vinegar. I'm just gonna put everything in here, let it soak for like 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna start dicing. So I'm actually not canning the rose petal jam. This is just something we're keeping in the refrigerator. We can serve it with little charcuterie boards or give it to a neighbor. I know she really enjoys it. So what I have here is the rose petals soaking, and I'm going to just take that and boil it down with some new water. I'm gonna put about a 1/4 cup of some home sweet comb local honey. I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon juice, probably like 3 tablespoons. I don't need too much acidity just because I'm not canning it. And then you can put a cup of sugar of choice in there and then call it good. Pectin is optional. I don't want it to be too thick. I just want it to be able to boil down and get a little bit of thickness. I would say my rose jelly is just like a little bit thinner than your typical jelly. So I will show you the consistency towards the end.
Arizona garden, stucco in the heat.
So I'd say we had about 20 roses total, and those were the medium roses. And once you start losing that pigment to them, then it's time to strain. So I'm going to do that quickly. I strain directly into the vessel that I am using, allow it to cool, and then I add my lemon juice at the end, but I do add my sugar right directly to this water. When it's strained, I will show you, and it will dissolve as I stir it.
Let me get you on your feet. Arizona garden with my little cactus flower. Let the day slip away in the golden hour. We've got nothing.
Okay, so we have our rose water here, and please forgive the ducks. They're being a little ridiculous. I'm actually going to pour a little bit of this out. I realize it's a little higher than I want it to be, but you know, if you're just keeping it in the refrigerator, you should be just fine. If you're canning this, you still want to allow that room at the top for a good seal. So this is still very warm, and what I'm doing is pouring in, I'd say, about a tablespoon of honey. Take a little bit for yourself for some immune support. I'm gonna mix this together here. And then I'm going to add my sugar. And I'd say I'm adding about 3 teaspoons, maybe 4. My secret ingredient is a pinch of cinnamon. And then I'm going to add my lemon juice right to it. And just stir everything together. I'd say that was probably a half a teaspoon of lemon juice. And again, I just stir it together. Then I seal it. And I put it in the refrigerator. So this kind of becomes I guess you could call it a rose syrup. But it's really tasty. So I'm still following that rose jam recipe, but I'm not adding the pectin, so it's not making it thick. So that's why I call it a rose syrup, but you can call it whatever you want. It's just a sweet florally thing to add to toast. You could add it to just like a sponge cake. Sometimes it's really delicious in tea. It's very, very good in French 75. So that's an alcoholic drink, and you can mix that with gin or vodka, traditionally gin. And you just add some lemon juice to that, and you could use elderflower, really whatever kind of flour you want. And then top it with champagne. That is my go-to girly drink, but you can, drink whatever you want. So it's already started to thicken, and it will continue to thicken as it cools.
And a sweet cool drink in the heat. Oh, I'll be beside you every step of the way, right here beside.
Next up is the strawberry preserves. Honestly, you could find any spread, conserve, jam in here and sub out your strawberry, but I'm using the quart method. So I'm just doing the berries washed and hulled, and then I went ahead and did 3 3 cups of sugar. I'm going to put some water in there, but I'll show you how I make it. It's just loosely based on here. I believe this is our Grange, Susquehanna Grange. We're right next to the Susquehanna River.
Prickly pear in a sandy bed, holding you heals me, but loving you hurts my head. Oh, Arizona gardens in the afternoon. No matter what happens, it's me and you, baby. Nothing but time and music, and a sweet cool drink on her feet. I'll be beside you every step of the way.
So I do have both of the containers in there washed and good to go. I'm going to do a cup of water, and then I am adding some acidity to it. You can do vinegar, but if I'm doing something sweet, I typically am going for, hold on. So yeah, if I'm doing something sweet, I'm typically doing some lemon juice, but you could do whatever you want. Doing a 4th cup. I'm trying my best to measure things for you. It is very hard though. I hear you, I get it. I cook with my heart, so I try my best to measure things for you and type things out, but sometimes I just go off of muscle memory. So typically I'm using raspberries. It wasn't until recently that I was able to eat strawberries. They would give me hives, and that hasn't happened, luckily, so we are using raspberries. You can do this with blueberries. Peaches are really good, pineapple, really anything that you enjoy. So I'm gonna add some sweetness to this with honey and sugar. That's usually my go-to. I've done agave before, but you could use coconut sugar. Depends what you're into. So I do love canning because a lot of the recipes, are super basic. So that is why I enjoy it. I can just, keep the same ingredients on hand and use them for multiple recipes. So I'm gonna add my honey. I'm gonna say about a 4th cup. Again, local honey is best, but I mean, it's whatever you can get your hands on. I wouldn't go for the cheap store-bought. That's just me though. And then I try and get something heavy. Luckily, Kathy got me these. Thank you, Kathy. I will always call her out for these because, I just use like wooden handled things basically, but she found these and I love it. It's supposed to be a whisk, but I use it to jab things down like this. So I'm gonna let this cook down, and then what I like to do is just take my immersion blender and give it a few pulses, and then they are ready to go into the containers. All right, here is the strawberries. They ended up just boiling down. I'm mashing them, just some of the bigger parts, and I'm not bringing out my huge water bath canner. I'm just bringing out the stainless steel pot and then putting it in my jam jelly bar jars. All you need is really an inch of headspace above it, so this will be just fine, and I can still put a lid on top of it. So I have all these washed and ready to go, and then I have my funnel to funnel it in. You're going to want to remove air bubbles with a tool and then wipe the rims with vinegar, and then loosely tighten your ring around it after you put your strawberries in there, and then you're going to process it. I have to check back on the processing time, but typically I go 20-25 no matter what the recipe says, so I will show you the step-by-step.
Every step of the way, every step of the way.
I'm working with my smaller pot like this, I just take the canning rings, some extra ones, and put them on the bottom so I can place my jars on top of those canning rings so they don't crack or anything like that from the heat. So I'm just going to slowly put these in here and process.
Leave it all behind. Let it all go. It's not worth it anymore. You can't convince them or change their minds. It's hard to be kind. You're accused of thin air. Some people, you know them, and they won't know you. Friends can easily become a fool.
Alrighty, my friends, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed all of these ways to preserve your bounty. Hopefully you can come across a rose bush. If you know that it hasn't been sprayed with pesticides, go ahead and just get going in the kitchen. Roses are really fun to work with, as well as peppers. Really anything that you can find, try and preserve it. If you're new here, I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Blood sometimes just won't let you go. When the wind blows and it rains, and you don't know why it pains you so, and it won't stop for a while. Just hang in there, it's worthwhile. Don't let it get to you. I know it's hard. Find something to do to keep yourself occupied. When the world gets mad, what you gonna do? You're not young anymore. It's honestly true.